Okay, Shannon, we are on.
All right. Whee!
So, what I would like for you to do, since I haven't really had a moment to do this, is I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. It'll be quick. I don't have
Are
to.
you
I don't
serious?
have to drop the or anything
Oh,
like
so you're
that.
just gonna leave me talking to dead air for?
Yeah,
Okay, well then,
we
da, ba,
just
da, ba, da.
finished up a job, and then I set everything up, and now the realization is that I have to go. I have to go use the restroom real quick.
Then
So
go.
just hold yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go. All right. Just
I feel like I
do
should
your
like.
thing.
I feel like I should recite like a limerick or something. Except I don't know any limericks. I'm not even
What
sure.
the hell is that?
I'm not actually sure. What? I'm not. I don't know. So hi guys. Matt's abandoned me, so I am going to sit here and talk to dead air until a couple of more people get in here and I can interact with somebody. Just gonna say, apologize if you hear me coughing or sniffling. I've been sick, but I'm better, but still just, that damn cough. And like I said, and William Center, Mana. I'm not gonna Mana who? Mana who? Okay. Hi, William. So I got somebody to talk to. Somebody tell a joke. Somebody tell a joke that I can like think of and tell at the end of this. Well, I'm glad you're with us, William. That's awesome. Which one? Manahu? 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 I don't know. First one, second one, third one. I don't know. I'm terrible at pronunciation. Oh my god, did you just seriously do that? He just wiped his wet hands on my face. Oh, you're such an ass. Anyway, so he's back. Hi, Steven.
Who? What now?
I'm trying to talk to people. You go back to your spot.
Oh, I am.
Manahu. Manahu. Who? Manahu. Woo. All right, now get your ass back on there and host your show.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I
Hey, Ben.
had to take care of some business real quick.
What is a limerick?
So I'm gonna go ahead and just turn this over, Shannon. So I think we have enough people here at the moment in the chat and everything. So
Ben, I hope so too.
what did Ben say?
Hopefully he washed them.
Yeah, so that's what I did. Is I washed my hands and then
Use my
because
face as a
I
towel.
didn't dry them well enough, I used Shannon's face to dry my hands.
It's good. We're
And
comfortable.
so that's why she was whining about
Whining.
wiping my hands on her face.
Okay, this is not like a thing in semantics, okay? Whining implies that, I don't really need to be complaining about it. I think I deserve to be complaining about having somebody wipe their wet bathroom hands on my face.
Hey, and welcome to our live show. Uh, What's up, guys? It's me, Matt, and Shannon, across the room.
Yo!
Hand towel face Shannon.
I'm gonna stick with shop now. All right.
Okay, shop gnome. The shop gnome. So, yeah, sorry. We literally just finished up a job maybe 10 minutes ago, if even that.
I was actually proud of myself. I got everything packed in time.
She did. She got everything packed in time. We finished the job. I think we started the job a little earlier. 2 sides. It was about 38 shirts. One a lot of shirts. Print flash print, white on the front, and then 4 color on the back. And I think I finally had the back set up and going just fine at about 6:30. 6:30-ish.
A little earlier than that, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I had to stop and fix a couple pinholes, and then
Yeah.
the blue just wasn't coming out right, so I had to tweak the press a little bit. But once it was dialed in, uh, it, you know, it, they were sorry about that. Once they were, you know, once we had everything dialed in, it was cranking them out. So let's just get always, anytime it's like a multiple color job, dialing it in, make sure all those little pinholes, even though did a test print and all that, pinholes develop after a few shirts, and so, and there goes the compressor.
Okay, so first off, hi Russell. William has news. He's going to be getting a retail space in May 2020 with the tribe because they're constructing a new gas station and add 7 retail spaces for tribal people. Woo! Congrats! That's awesome! So yay!
I have a question for you. With this retail space, what kind of setup are you going to have in there? Let us know in the chat, because that sounds really cool. Having a retail space sounds like a really cool thing. I don't know if you're just going to print your own shirts and then have like a line set up, or is it going to be like more of a little bit of that and the screen printing service type deal, or is it HTV? There's Sparkly Tees. They were in their house, and then they got a retail space, and she was doing screen printing, and then now they do nothing but HTV. HTV. It's cool though, because that's like their little niche, is just sparkly tees, just glitter tees, heat press, custom, almost like I don't know if you guys have this in your part of the country. I don't know how big Frogs, how big that franchise is, but we have quite a few here in Houston, and they kind of have that, one-off t-shirt type deal, which we do, but we don't do a whole lot of that. We use HTV.
Yeah, we just basically do it when the customer wants it, or she wants to add like some flair, like the lady whose name I can never pronounce, the one that wants to go make it delicate. She loves the glitter vinyl.
We were talking, and she was like, no, not the glitter, but she's wanting metallic is what she is wanting.
Well, we can do that too.
But we were going to end up screen printing that for her, because she's wanting to do hundreds of them if things go right. I don't know. We're still going back and forth with her, trying to.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pin her down, honestly. Be like, hey, I haven't heard from you. Yeah. What's up? I'm gonna harass her because I don't really know what to do with like this lycra sitting in our
we got mock-ups over to her, and then she was just kind of like,
she's like, can you have it by Friday? Yeah.
Did what she asked, and then after the fact,
she ghosted us.
Well, she didn't ghost us. She came up with her own ideas, and I would say one of the hard things too, it was just kind of like, we didn't get anything down, so it was just kind of like minimal effort towards it. Not that I don't think she would pay, but we really hadn't heard anything from her, so we weren't going to waste a whole lot of time on it. Or since we hadn't heard anything from her, we didn't run off those samples. So
I don't know, though.
Until we hear something back.
I thought it was worth a risk, though. I saw her pulling up in a Porsche SUV, so I'm just like, okay, maybe we could make this like, something, because it could, you never know. We have a couple questions already.
Okay.
And Jason, yo! And William said they're going to do their own design and clothing line with the new logo. The shop name is Indigenous Graphics with 2 X's.
Sweet. I've
love it.
Seeing some of your work you've posted on Instagram. So doing some really solid work, cool designs. I hope everything goes well for you.
Ben wants to know, so did you see if you shorten the cable on the pump, it kicks on faster?
No. I have not. I haven't had time to do that because we've just got a lot of projects going on, and then some personal projects I've been working on. But I saw your comment. I appreciate that. I'm going to look into it. I recall looking at the float that activates it, and I'm not sure there's screws in it. I think this one is just like a sealed float. So hopefully I can shorten it. I don't know. I just need to look for further into it. I hadn't looked into it. It needs a new filter for one, and when I'm doing that, I'll take a look, see if I can't shorten it or adjust it somehow.
Okay, so Stefan, I'm assuming because it has an O at the end instead of Steven.
Stefan,
Stefan, he wants to know how the automatic is working out for us.
it's working great. It's working well. Just like any other press, getting it up and going. Once you're set up and going, it cranks out the shirts just fine. It's kind of like we were talking about just a moment ago. We just finished up a job, and the
Yeah.
back had four colors on it. It was a white base, red, blue, and then white again. And like we set it up, did test prints, started going. Little pinholes show up, and we see that after a handful of shirts. I'm like, okay, got to stop the press. There's more crawling underneath the press than there is with a manual. Manual, you can just kind of
He
rotate
got a
your
little
screens
scooter.
around. Yeah, I got a little rolling chair. It's probably about this tall, so that way I can go around the press and tape things off as they appear. I think there's a couple little pinholes, and then something else was going on. I had to change the stroke from just a single stroke to a double stroke, because when you're using those little test pelons, um, they tend to you print it on a test pelon. It's like everything looks great, but you start getting on that shirt and it behaves a little differently. So you have to change the amount of strokes it's putting down and all that. But it's working out great.
So we have a new visitor saying hello.
Yes, who is it?
Reyes.
Reyes. Hey, what's up, Reyes? Man,
Yo!
I was I'm seeing everybody's videos from the ISS show, and we had plans. We wanted to go, so that way we could have met a lot of you guys. We could have met Reyes for one, Juan over at Liberty Graphics.
I want to meet one.
I wonder. Well, we'll meet him in May, I believe. Is that when it is? I forget what date they're gonna have the ISS show here in Houston, but we'll see Juan there. We'll see T-Shirt Chick as well, and we appreciate it, Reyes. You keep up the good work as well. You're killing it over there. And then I don't know. We're just kind of looking forward to that trip, but then we're just too busy with other things that and
Life gets in the way.
We spent a lot of money getting the automatic all set up, and we didn't want to spend too much of our fallback money, the money we have saved up for our slow season. Even though it's steady, it's not what it normally is during our peak season.
Well, you and I did have a conversation the other day, though, that this slow season isn't nearly as slow as last slow season.
That's true. I mean, I'm looking at the numbers and everything, and although I'll say what we're seeing in PayPal is different than a lot of people have been writing us checks.
Darn.
Or giving us cash.
Darn.
Which, it isn't a bad thing. It's just kind of convenient to have all those stats in PayPal and to be able to take a look at that. But, man, maybe next year, because I am working on something. Hopefully, this can be something that I'm able to offer to you guys. Now, I can't really say what it is just yet, because as soon as I put the idea out there, I feel like it's just up for grabs, and someone might end up doing it sooner than me. So this weekend I spent, I don't know how many hours. I spent maybe 16 hours working on. Basically, I'm not used to 3D drafting. Like, I use SketchUp. I think it was SketchUp. Yeah, it was SketchUp, and I drafted up this idea that I have. And there's a couple parts to it, and so now I'm just like sourcing out to find people to make this, like where I can make my prototype. I think I'm going to have part of it 3D printed, and then the other part I'm going to have that CNC cut out, which shouldn't be too expensive. And then hopefully it'll be something I can have out there that you guys could grab up as well, because I think it'll be really helpful. I know it'll be helpful in our shop. So
I don't know. I was asleep the entire time he was doing it because I was sick.
yeah, Shannon wasn't feeling good. She's over there. She's just asleep in the bed, and I didn't see her all weekend really. I think she saw the back of my head more than anything. She'd come in the room, and I'm just cranking away at the computer.
And then I go, I don't feel good. And he goes, I'm sorry, baby. Clack, 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 clack. I don't feel
I'm
good.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's
and then I'd
terrible.
wander back to the bedroom and just go, poff, and then fall back asleep for another 12 hours. So anyways, Ben is saying that he has some comments for you about the pump thingy.
The pump
Waldo
thingy?
says we should just hire a midget. I think that's kind of offensive. They like to be called little people.
Dwarfs. No, that'd be the shop dwarf.
That was my other option.
Yeah, shop dwarf. I like that idea, but I don't think they charge some money. I guess it depends on how much work is out there for them.
Oh my god, this is
movies,
so offensive.
Or don't get me wrong, tall people too. You know, there's the 7 feet people. I'm gonna go turn that compressor off here in a second, but
I still don't have a limerick.
7 foot tall people, you know, they use those guys in Predator.
Anyways, okay, that's like super offensive. So we're gonna go on.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna go turn this compressor off real quick.
Okay, so William, I can answer this one. Actually, oh my god, that thing is so loud. I hate it so much, and it always turns on the moment I open the shop door. So William, yes, we still use the one-stroke ink. We love it. You guys are converting over to it because the low cure inks are awesome. They don't have it to add any additives. That's kind of why we love it. And Matt is just in love with like how smooth it is. It just, especially when he was doing the manuals. So that's the answer to that. Yes, we do love it. And the one-stroke ink.
What is it that we love?
One-stroke.
Yeah, the ink in particular that I like is the NP, the dry fit. Even though they developed it for 100% nylon dry fit printing, they pitched it to me and they're like, hey, this is an ink you can just use on everything. Has a low cure point. I think it's like 260 degrees. But it's the creamiest white ink that I've come across, and I use it on cottons as well. It's a little more expensive, but it's worth it because of the ease of printing that white ink. I recall when we were using like Wilflex and Rutland, I just always hated and dreaded anytime we had a job that came up that was 100% polyester, because I'm like counting how many shirts and how many colors are having to go down, because some of the inks out there are like printing with peanut butter, really. And so give it a shot, and then just let them know that we sent you their way. I'm gonna have to get a hold of Brad. I'll share the new contact's name, Brad, because
Brad.
but yeah, I have him saved in my phone as Brad Pitt. Bradley Pitts.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't know his last name, so I didn't want to put
That's the only Brad
Brad.
you can think of.
It's funny because he called and I missed the call, and it was Brad Pitt. I'm like, oh, Brad Pitt called. You know, it's a weekly thing. I talk to Brad Pitt.
You know, when I was at law school, I got really bored one day, and I looked through all the
Shame on
all the
you.
stuff. I know.
Shame,
I
shame.
shouldn't have done it, but I looked through all the records that you only have access to if you're a lawyer, and I ended up finding Brad Pitt's number, and I'm just like,
Did you think about going to visit? And he probably
No, the address
or
was
excuse
actually
me,
unlisted.
not the address, but did you think about giving him a call?
Why would I have looked it up?
Hey Bradley, Big time
But
fan.
no, that would have gotten me expelled so very fast. So no, I did not. I just was like, hee, that's his number. Okay, moving on. I have a
creeper
test.
student in law school, and I just wanted to talk to you
No,
about.
it wasn't being a creeper. It
water.
was like it was just seeing if I could find it. I was like, let's see if I can find a celebrity. Who's a celebrity? Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt's a celebrity.
Well,
hey,
maybe,
look, there's his number.
How do you know it wasn't
okay,
a different Brad Pitt?
No.
Bradley Pitts.
I promise.
Was he married to Angelina at the time?
I don't remember. I don't freaking care. I never.
You should, because she'd come kick your ass. Like
she probably would. Are you kidding? She's a toothpick.
Hey, she's Tomb Raider, okay?
She was when she wasn't a toothpick.
She still is. Oh, she still kick your ass. I'd bet money.
That is so mean.
That'd be like saying The Rock's not gonna kick my ass. Although it's a little different.
That is so very different.
No, it's not.
You're a jerk. Anyways, let's go back to screen printing.
You bruise so easily. You bump into a corner and it's like, your whole face, like the whole side of your body is just purple.
I'm not sure my parents don't think that he's abusing me. Anyways, so let's go
Yeah.
on.
They
Hi,
know.
Matthew.
had
Hi,
that
Free
talk.
Press. Hey, Chief of Lots. Chief of Lots says he tapes all the outside of the image with hot melt tape when I am putting screens on the auto. I'd rather not crawl under.
Hot melt tape? Huh, I might have to give that a whirl.
Okay. Ben O'Hara says the 3D printer.
Sorry, but that's why I got that rolling chair. I'll have to share that. But anyways, I got it from Harbor Freight. I think they have it on Amazon too. Small little chair, and I just get in it, and I still have to do that a little bit still, because I'm not short by any means. Anyways, go ahead, Shannon. What were you saying?
Ben's talking about his 3D printer, $225 Canadian.
Yeah.
225
Canadian. $225.
Did you use the loonies and the toonies? I love those coins.
So, okay, so you said 3D printer, yes? Because you know what? The prototypes and all that, or what I'm trying to produce with this product that I'll have available, hopefully, if all things go well. I was actually thinking about 3D printing portions of it. Apparently what I developed is too large for most 3D printers capabilities, and it's not something I feel like splicing into different sections. So hey man, tell you what, email me, dude.
Ooh. Hey Liberty.
Anyhow,
Waldo still likes Fusion 180. He thinks it's greenest.
Fusion 180. Well, okay. Well, if that's what you like, then there's nothing wrong with that. Just for me, Waldo and I had talked on the phone for a good while. I told him why it was I didn't care for Fusion 180, but I don't know. I'm not gonna bash on Fusion 180. If it works for you, then great.
Everybody's got their own preferences.
Yeah. Everybody's different. You know, what kind of peanut butter do you like? Do you like Peter Pan or Jif? What is it? It's all the same end results, just whatever you prefer.
I said I like Corral though, and Matt said he smacked me in the mouth.
Corral? What? What are you talking about? Are you talking about me? Are you talking to someone over here?
No, I'm talking to you. Or I'm
Corral.
talking in general for
Corral.
Corel. Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, you like Corel Draw?
Well, I like to I like Illustrator better, but I said I liked it because I was able to do stuff with my tablet on it and stuff. And then you said you'd smack me in the mouth, so that's a bit of a different approach than you're giving Waldo. Whatever, I don't care.
Is that what I said?
Yes.
It might have been an extent of like, I'm going to karate kick you from across the room or something.
I don't know. You threatened violence.
I was putting you in check. How dare you bring Corel into this house?
I didn't.
I have the Corel is great for what it is, but I am not a fan of it. Reason being is,
don't bring him into this.
Reason being is, when I went to our institute, and just anywhere that I've worked with any professionals, it's always been Adobe Illustrator, right? There was a point when the company I worked for 14, 15 years before I started doing this full time, it got slow, and there were three artists in the department, and I was like, well, since it's going slow and you're cutting my hours, I need to be able to make money here. So I went job hunting. I went on interviews. And one of the places, it was a trophy place, and they used Corel Draw. And I got on there, and they wanted me to do a little test. They always want you to do a test to make sure they're not just hiring anybody off the streets that says, oh yeah, I can do this. You could just grab images off of Google and print them out, make a portfolio. So I did my test, and I'm like, man, Corel Draw is so backwards from Illustrator. It is just, I did not like it one bit.
Well, you see the art that I was able to do on it. I just thought it was,
Yeah, which is cool. I think fine, but for someone that uses a software for a living to like make a living, there's not a day that I'm not really fussing with it.
Well, that's the thing. I wasn't doing it for a living. I was doing it as a project. And you're like, shut your mouth. Anyways. Hi, Rybeats. Yo.
What's up, Rybeats? Yeah, I do not like Corel Draw. I wouldn't tell anyone to learn it, but if you've learned it and you've mastered it, and I think it's great. I think just for me personally, let's say things just don't go right and I got to go find a job. I guarantee you, wherever I go looking for a job where they're paying decent money, none of them use Corel. None of them.
Well, it was just a hobby. It was just a hobby. Anyways, Ben.
Sorry, Corel Draw users and Corel Draw. Sorry, not sorry. You know what? There is someone that commented on one of my videos about how to manually separate spot process, and they were bashing on me, and they were a Corel Draw user, so that kind of thickened, like that made my hatred for Corel Draw that much deeper. And he just bashed on me in a comment, and then I saw it, the notification, and I went to reply to it. I'm like, who the are you? What are you talking about? You don't know me. I'm like, dude, I've been a graphic designer for a long time. Don't get me wrong, there's more than one way to go about doing things, but it doesn't mean that your way is the correct way to do it. And I won't even tell you, it's someone from a big company that sells separation software, and I'm not even going to tell you who it is, but let's just say they're one of the options out there for spot process simulated. I ought to show you guys how to use his software and to bypass it, to use the thing for free and bring it in the Photoshop and use his software.
I've opened up a floodgate.
That's how irritated I was. I'm like, you know what, dude? You want to bash on me? I'm gonna show everybody how to use your software for free.
Okay, first off,
but that's just how I felt. I didn't act on that because he was pretty harsh. And then he wrote me a long email talking about, I'm sorry, sometimes I'm just straightforward, and I really think you should give this a try. Like, he's telling me I had no understanding of color whatsoever. I was like, what? And there's this long email of him saying why I should use Corel Draw and why his software is superior and yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, whatever. I was so irritated. And don't like bash on me and then pitch your software.
And that 5-minute rant is exactly why he told me he'd kick me in the mouth. Anyways, Ben's like, remember when we got MS Paint? Remember the cool shit we used to do on there?
Oh yeah, yeah. That I was using that back in the day before I went on to study graphic design and all that, and you could do a lot of cool stuff in there.
Liberty says he uses Corel Draw just because he doesn't know how to use the the Photoshop and Illustrator.
And that's fine. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
not saying you should convert over to Illustrator. Use what works for you. Just me personally, and before having gone into screen printing, that's all I did was graphic design. I did flyers, websites. I did business cards, logos, trade show booth designs. Like the company I work for, I did kite designs, balloon designs. Like they would screen print onto latex balloons. I did their packaging design, presentations, just all kinds of stuff. Anything you can think of, I've done it. And just, I mean, the standard across all these into like the graphic design industry and people that print, it was just Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign. Before InDesign, it was like Quark Express. This is going to show how old I am. People probably have no idea what Quark Express is. But anyways, it was a layout software.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm just to wrap that up. If you're using Corel and it works for you, then great. Don't let my indifference to Corel discourage you, or you to think that
because that's what this last 5 minutes have been about, indifference.
Or you to think that you shouldn't be using Corel Draw. Just use Corel Draw. It's not a big deal. If it works in your shop, then cool.
Okay, so
I could go on about it.
Yeah, with all your indifference.
I don't know. Like to me, when we get to the point where we have to bring in a graphic designer, and if we had Corel Draw in here, like if I brought someone in from art school, they'd probably be turned off by it, because then they would have to learn a separate software, or they might know it. I don't know. I'm done.
Are you? Because I keep trying to like refocus this, and you keep going on. You will not stop.
The topic of today is Corel Draw, and
I made one comment.
why Pepsi and Coca-Cola, like why one's better than the other?
Well, Coca-Cola is more popular, but in blind
Coca-Cola.
taste tests, Pepsi has always won, it turns out, which is actually very interesting. And let's not go back into that, okay?
I guarantee if a blind person started using Corel, they'd be like, screw this.
Why would the blind person be using it? It's like apologies to all our deaf listeners.
Why would they not? Hey, there's a blind movie critic. Why not?
Anyways, I'm recentering. I'm recentering.
Okay, anyways, go on, Shannon.
Okay, so
I'm gonna take a breather.
You know, you're coming over here to steal my vape.
No, I don't want your vape.
Yeah, you do.
Anyhow, go ahead.
Okay, so up for a couple minutes ago was like, he's like, dang, I missed some interesting stuff. Ha ha ha. And then a couple minutes after that, when I mentioned again that you threatened to kick me in the mouth, he was like, yes, I did. Okay, so hi, Irving.
What?
I'm not commenting on your comment just because I'm not opening that door again.
What's the comment?
No.
I might have to. Let me dig on in.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm done with Corel Draw. It's a lovely program for what it is. Okay.
Aw, Liberty.
What did Liberty say?
He says he's seen your artwork and he thinks you're one of the best graphic artists I have seen. Honestly, I wish I could use Illustrator the way you do.
Who?
Liberty. One.
About me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks, Liberty.
Why are you so confused?
I don't.
Give it away?
You've used the Illustrator. So, well, thanks, Juan. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's that means a lot, dude. It really does.
Okay. B3.
I mean that sincerely.
Yes, I do too. I think he's amazing. I like to brag about him.
You know, the funny thing about having done graphic design for so long, and one of the reasons I got into screen printing is I think when you do something you enjoy too much, or maybe I just really didn't enjoy it as much as I thought, graphic design, because there's some projects that just really interest me, and I'll dig in, and 4 or 5 hours can go by, and I'm just proud of what I did. And then there's other projects that I'm just kind of like, ugh. I have to kind of force myself to do it, where I'm like, okay, I'm taking what the client emailed, I'm copying. This is actually like getting the wheels going for me on a project that I'm not very interested in, and I'll copy it and paste it into the email or Illustrator, and then the notes are there. And I'm just kind of like, okay. But a lot of times too, if I'm not too jazzed about it, once I do get going, I'm like, okay, and it's not because their project doesn't seem interesting to me. It's like I don't have any idea where to go with it towards where I'm excited about it, because it's kind of an insecurity, really, in the sense that I'm like, I feel like because I don't really know where they want me to go direction wise. I feel like I'm going to do this first round, and it's like that first impression, they're just not going to fall in love with it. And that's the case sometimes with being a graphic designer, and quite a bit actually. It's either you nail it on the head, or it's just kind of like, okay, give it another try. And sometimes they just don't like what you produce, and they end up just, okay, let me find another artist that might get it or has a style that's more along the lines. And it's not necessarily your style. It's like, because I've worked with clients doing freelance graphic design for quite a bit, and they'll have projects and they're like, man, nailed it, great. Here's this project. Okay, this one, the client isn't too thrilled about it.
Well, I think you're a great artist, and I think you're a great screen printer.
Thank you, Shannon.
I really do. But I feel like, everyone has their flaws, and I think that one of your hangups is if you're not motivated about it. Sometimes, like, even with the printing, it's like trying to drag a mule, like a stubborn donkey, like just to get you to the press.
I'm going to go. Well, now, I mean, the automatic has kind of re-sparked that interest, because I do enjoy going out there and getting things going. However, when the part of the learning curve is like when I can't make it do what I want it, or I'm figuring out how to make it do what I want it to do, or it's just cold outside and things just aren't going well.
And he shuts down every creative problem-solving solution I come up with. I swear, it's like trying to drag a horse to water sometimes. I'm not kidding.
There was a job that we just did, and it was cold outside. We had run this job off once, boogered up a couple shirts because there was the base wasn't flashing enough, and so when it came to the second screen, like I didn't let it flash long enough, it started pulling up some of the shirts and some of the lines. There were just certain spots where it was picking the shirt up and it was moving, and so I wasn't happy with it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to redo this because I want our client to be happy with it. And so we order the shirts. This was like a Friday. The shirts come in Monday, and it's like, okay, the press has been sitting over the weekend. It's cold. And then I try and get things going, and the ink just wouldn't flow through the mesh. The settings hadn't touched it. Started going at it, and it just wouldn't flow through. The ink just couldn't get it warmed up enough. I let the press go around a few times, heating up, and eventually it started working out. And Shannon, I tell you, I was just frustrated. I was livid. And for no particular reason aside from I couldn't make it print shirts.
Yeah, it was it was a fun day in the shop for the shop gnome, I'll tell you that.
It was no fault of the press. It was cold and the ink was thick, and by the time things started warming up and it started flowing through, the prints turned out excellent.
Yeah, they did. So, and you were in a much better mood afterwards, minus a babe.
I have no idea how we segued into that and what we were talking about before. Anyhow, there you have it.
Okay, so Waldo wants to know, why is there Brayla on Drive at the moment?
Why is there what?
Brayla.
Rayla?
Mm-hmm.
Let me take a look.
And Ben says, Matt, just for you, I will go piss on Michael Kaplan's house.
Michael Kaplan?
Kaplan? I don't
Who's that?
Oh.
Is that the guy? You know, I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm not sure if that's him.
Hey, I killed a bug.
Dude, yeah, just go pee on his tires and take a BB and glue that underneath the tire valve cap. Just the cap so you don't ruin the tire valves. Just screw it on. So that way he's got a flat tire in the morning. He'll go air it up, put his cap back on, and psst, eventually when he figures out it's the cap, it'll look like... No, don't do that. I'm just kidding. I don't want anything done to anybody out there.
Please
I don't
note the disclaimer here.
You know, there's times in my life when people get under my skin, and I try not let it bother me. And there's never any point where I want to do harm to anybody.
I'm his sounding board.
Lighting a bag of dog poo on fire, a paper bag, sticking on his front porch.
Are you 12?
You know, that seems entertaining to me.
Anyways, okay, so
that would kind of make my day. Although, don't do it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do it. I just like the idea of it.
Okay, so Richie Rich says, "Hey guys, if I was uncertain about a design job, I always used to ask my clients to send me a photo of something they liked. It really helped me understand their expectations."
Yes, and I do that as well. I do that quite often, and a lot of times I'll have them do that. And even, like, say for instance, there's this project that I need to get on. Just don't know where to go. I mean, they sent a black and white illustration that I was supposed to fill in. They're like, do minimal coloring and do this, and that. I do something, send it over to them. They're like, man, I'm just not loving it.
You're charging for that, right?
It's too simple. What's that?
You're charging for that, right?
That's the thing is they're wanting to order shirts, and I'm doing this just kind of as a quick thing to get the wheels rolling. I told him, I'm like, it's $50 an hour. He's like, okay. But we hadn't received any money down on that. So I spent maybe 15, 20 minutes on it. And then they came back at me, and I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm not understanding the direction, and I just, you know, down payment and money is a motivator. Like, wasting time and them not being happy with it is just, as much as I would like to please everybody and do a bang up job on everything, not everything is goes well.
The thing is, you guys got to remember though, is like, these are lay people. They're not artists. They're not, creative all the time. They don't really understand the concept. They don't understand the process, and they think it's just like something as quick as and it's magically done. And it's not any fault of their own. It's just because they don't have that kind of experience. And so that's something you always have to keep in mind. And like, it takes patience to deal with a lot of those people. And patience really does, in the end, though, pay off, because if you're working with them, you're helping them. Like, we have one client. He's putting we just finished his second order. That's actually the one we did tonight. He had zero idea what he was doing. He had no concept where to go. I actually handed him one of my very valued catalogs that I need to order more of.
Hey, he's put it
into very good use. And he actually sat down. He's like, and he told us, "Thank you so much for walking me through this whole thing. I don't understand a thing about this. I have these questions." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And it's just, sometimes the people just don't understand what needs to happen.
Even though, and that's a great point, Shannon. Even though, I mean, they don't really understand, and we walk them through it and kind of guide them through the process. With him, though, I feel like he's one of the, like, a great example in the sense that he's actually like doing something, and where getting somewhere with it rather than we're just kind of like spinning our wheels and getting nowhere and we're just wasting our time.
Oh,
Like
this guy's
like
serious about it. Yeah.
with him, it's like he wants to see this move forward. Not that the other clients haven't wanted to see it move forward. Is
But he's willing to learn and try to figure things out.
that and it's turned into a finished product. I'm trying to think of how to really word it. Is
It was a worthwhile investment.
it's just I don't know. It's just not that there wasn't any road bumps. It's just we were able to like not just hit a wall and actually make things happen.
And it helps
Kind
that
of a
he's
thing.
chill instead of like one of those people that, A, doesn't get the process, and B, doesn't understand why it can't be like, a
Yeah.
magical fairy wand just goes ping, shirt.
Yeah.
But
I wish that's how we produce shirts. It'd be so easy.
yeah.
What you want? Except I wouldn't have a wand, and I wouldn't have a staff or
You
anything.
could have a
weird
wizard
like that.
wand.
I wouldn't. I don't know. It'd have to be something cooler than that.
Like a sword?
I don't know.
Could it be a samurai sword?
No, like a fireball just come out of my hand and I just
Like a
throw it in
Hadouken?
No, not a Hadouken.
Uh,
That takes too much. That's too much time. Like just a fireball.
Kamehameha!
It's like a baseball that's on fire and there it is. There's your order. It's ready to go.
That's so boring.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Anyways, okay.
Your wand was boring.
You haven't seen my
That's-
wand, okay?
That's
That sounds so bad.
don't get me started with seeing wands.
Anyways, I'm so totally lost on what we were, where we were. Oh, David's like almost stealing one of your invention ideas. If you place your
What's
ink
that?
container in a saucepan with 1 inch of hot water, it'll soften up.
Dude, oh man, you know what? So I'm invention guy. Whether you guys really don't know it, it's because I have a million different inventions that I just put down, and some of them I start to work on, and that's actually one of them where I was wondering, I'm like, I wonder if someone would actually buy this, and it is kind of the concept of it almost being like a baby bottle warmer. I don't know how many of you guys have experience with these, but a baby bottle warmer is just a little cylinder heater that you put some water in, you stick the bottle in it, you turn it on, and it's got like a little timer that goes off, and it just heats the water up and makes the milk or whatever you're heating up. Never mind. So it heats the bottle up, and I was thinking, how cool would that be if there was something like that for, let's say, a gallon or a quart container. Generally, quarts aren't the problem. It's generally white. You can stick that. And so now I'm giving away my invention. By the way,
I know. I was
that,
about to say,
got that
dude,
patented.
dude. Okay.
That's something I don't really think I'll ever really develop, but if I do.
Irving Fuentes. How often do clients ask for distressed effect?
Occasionally. That's not very often. I would.
We had one client that ordered like 200 shirts and they all wanted the distressed effect.
Right.
And then one of the complaints from one of the parents was, "This looks faded."
Yeah. Every now and then. So I would say it's somewhere around the 7 to 5% mark. That's about how often people want a distressed look. However, when they do want that, we generally just hit it once, and we'll have the graphic like has some halftones or some lines in it that makes it look cracked, and then we'll just print it once, really, instead of making sure the mesh completely clears. Like that can create a really cool effect, or you can reduce it down with some reducer. And we've done that quite a few times, and they just love it because every t-shirt's going to turn out a little differently, especially doing it by hand.
Okay, so
And those go fast.
Yeah. B3 Screen Printing. I forgot to comment him earlier. He said thank you very much for replying to the email he sent a couple weeks ago, and now he has a question. Do you run Google or Facebook? I said it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I'm awful about if I went to
Shit,
my email,
I might have been the one that replied to you.
Like it might have. No, I don't know. What was that about? What was the email about? So that way I can kind of connect the screen name to your
but
actual
he's
name.
Also asking now if we run Google or Facebook ads continuously.
Not at all. You actually, this year we just started using web.com. Their SEO is going to help us get to the front page when we're already on the front page. And I feel like
right now they just call me a lot to try to sell stuff to me.
I feel like they've made us go further down the list, to be honest. I don't know. They said give it 3 months, which I understand why. And I told them, I'm like, hey, man, like I did all my own SEO and all that stuff. And
they couldn't fix your website, though. Yeah. They're like, we'll improve your website. The guy's like, look at the website going, I have no advice.
Yeah. So anyways, I've used it in the past. I've used AdWords with good luck. Facebook ads, I would not, unless you really know how to dial that in. I've used Facebook ads, and all it had done was attracted other screen printers that liked the page. It really wasn't even clients. I had some clients. I would say for every $300 or $400, you'd probably get one client with the Facebook ads, and that actually ended up getting, at the time, one of my best clients. But that was Harry. Harry found me through Facebook ads.
Well, I haven't heard from Harry in a very long hot minute.
Well, he did quite a bit of his line t-shirts. He would do hundreds of them at a time, and then eventually he started making requests like, hey Matt, can you do a couple samples of about 25 different designs? And I'm like, no. No, he's like, man, okay, I'm gonna have to learn how to do it myself.
Actually, guys, that's actually touching on a subject that Matt and I have been talking about a lot today. Samples. So
to wrap that up, I found that AdWords worked well. I would say the conversion rate on that was much higher. I had clients all over the place, and that actually really got me started. And I think I would probably spend my budget, I think I set it at $5 a day, and it was working well. And then the next month I set it to about 10. Didn't like increments of 5, 10, 15, 20. I eventually stopped it at 20 because I just was busy enough between word of mouth and doing the ad. So yeah, give it a shot. One more thing, the web.com people, they're like, hey, we're going to start an aggressive program using AdWords. It's $150 to set it up, and then $800 in a fund a month. And I'm like, why do I need y'all? You can easily research that on Google and figure. Yeah, but we partner up with Google, and we have access. Are you
Google certified?
Yeah, or I'm like, I don't need to be Google certified to put some time into researching search engine optimization. And my patience is starting to run out with spending $150 a month and not seeing any results.
I'm thinking after this, it's just gonna.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jason wants to hire a shop gnome of his own, and Jason, I hate to break it to you, I'm one of a kind.
In other words, you have to just call the person something else.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would look for, it's weird because like with our experience, like Panda, having him come in, he's Shop Panda.
He sat in the shop dump's chair. I wanted to murder him.
But he helped with all he helped with a lot of stuff, but main thing we really had him doing was reclaiming screens. He eventually learned how to coat screens, have him do that. Had him doing some shirt loading and eventually printing until we hit our slow season. I'm sure we'll have him back in the shop as long as I don't know, the schedule is just late schedules, and then there were times when it was like, okay, we're gonna hire you for the whole day.
Well, that was mostly when I was
But
gone.
and he was, yeah, he's our good friend, and they kind of say don't hire your friends, not that you shouldn't or that we've had a bad experience. We end up just having a lot of fun.
I ended up getting in trouble a lot because I would talk to him and distract him.
I think
And Matt's like, Shannon, get your ass back in the office. Yes,
I
sir.
don't know, but I couldn't imagine someone that like we didn't enjoy being around, being in the shop. I could, but then it'd be kind of stale. I don't know. I had to find some way to like lighten things up, and I'll also say that it was motivating on our end having him.
Yeah, it was fun. It made everything a little bit more bouncy and
because
just
we couldn't necessarily like just take it easy ourselves and be like cracking. I mean, we could, but it was kind of like lead by example type of a deal.
We got in a fight in front of him once, though.
And
it was really funny to see his reaction. He's like in a corner just pretending to play on his phone. He's like, I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm not here.
We fought in front of him two or three times.
Yeah. What's wrong? She's a blah, 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 blah. Shannon, are you okay? I'm not. So yeah, in that part, the fact that he was our friend like really made it a lot easier,
yeah,
a lot more forgivable because we were being totally unprofessional, just like having it out in front of him.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, if Shannon were on camera and someone was just like filming us, it probably would have ended up being a hit show. Like just the kind of stuff it would relate to a lot of people. It even if your thing wasn't screen printing, just kind of like the mom and pop shop situation, or just in life in general, just doing that.
Like I'll go and I'll ask him. I'm like, hey, is there anything else I could do? Like my screen, my side of the board's clear. Can I do anything? No. Okay. So I go in, I play on my phone, and he goes, lazy! I'm like, what? Anyways, Screen Princess.
It wasn't lazy. It's like, you're just not, you're not motivated, or what is it?
You're not motivated. You don't care about our future.
No, it's, what is it? It's something else. I mean, it's along those lines, but.
I believe the words lazy ass was used.
Yeah, I've called you a lazy ass before, that's for sure.
Anyway. Any freaking ways. Screen Princess wants to know if you can get combed cotton shirts.
Comb cotton shirts? Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I don't remember who makes them, but I know we have in the past. It's just not. I tell you what our clients want. They want. Not all of them. For the most part, a lot of them are on a budget. Aside from some of them that are starting clothing lines, then they want the nicer t-shirts. But I'd say a lot of our clients just, they're gilding 5,000, 2,000 people. Occasionally 64,000, that's getting nice. Like,
yeah, and that's actually, like, we talked about it a little bit last time, and it inspired me to, like, it's a pet project of mine now, of the good, better, and best categories. Yes. Yeah, you were talking about that, and so I just kind of took it up, and I have to do it on the off hours because I am going to have like 15 catalogs in front of me and like 85 papers like spread around. And Matt likes to come up and clean up behind me, and he doesn't understand that it's an organized chaos. And so all of a sudden I'm like, where the shit did my papers go?
My cleaning up is just throwing everything in the garbage.
He throws away all of my stuff. And like, I'm looking for, I'm like, I need this number. It was right here. I know exactly where it was. And I'm like, where did all my papers go? And he doesn't understand that because I have a messy desk. He doesn't understand that in this messy desk, I know where every single thing is.
I do, but I can't look at it. Like, I just, if someone comes in here, they're just going to be like, God, what a bunch of slobs.
It's just paper. Anyways, Uproar wants to know when the Illustrator classes are coming out, and we're not even going to get a chance to get to like what we were going to talk about.
We will get to that. Illustrator classes. I know I've been talking about this, and I still want to do it.
Don't worry, guys. I'll be there with you.
It may have to. I don't know, doing the live thing and uploading videos, or at least trying to consistently, and then tossing in the Illustrator class thing. I want to do it. I'm just trying to figure out. I might have to maybe put the doing the Monday live things on hold if that's the case, or just incorporate it into it because it's just finding the time. Or I can't do it on the weekend. I don't know. Let me think about that. I definitely want to do that here in the near future. I don't have like a set date, but I still want to do that. I want to do Illustrator and Photoshop just so, well, to help you guys out. And I want Shannon to follow along as well.
Yep, I'll be doing it with you guys.
So there, I'll definitely put like an announcement video out, so it's not just, hey, I'm just going live and then here it is. I'll put a time and a date. I'm thinking perhaps Wednesdays for maybe an hour or 30 minutes. I don't know. An hour tops.
And it'll be free of my commentary because it'll drive him crackers.
Well, I would like for you to have some questions, and I know, or even having you read off questions would be helpful. It would be helpful, so that way I could answer them and then continue whatever demonstration it is that I'm doing.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to.
So there could be like the demonstration and then the Q&A part of it. Like maybe the demonstration could be 30 minutes long, and then the Q&A part that could be maybe 30 minutes long or whatever, because I know some of these questions are going to require a visual demonstration.
Okay. Liberty says he would take some Illustrator classes. Fisher, wait. B3 screen printing, you are so very welcome.
What did B3 say?
He said that I was the one that replied about outsourcing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was the one that
Okay,
went through
so
that
yeah,
one.
I know who you are now, and
Okay.
I had replied as well. Shannon was pretty on top of it. Sorry that I couldn't get to it sooner. Believe it or not, I do try to get to everybody's questions, and we do get quite a bit of them, and I apologize. There may be at some point where I can't get to everybody's questions. I think one of the things, and we keep talking about it, and I just need to do it, is start the Facebook group, and people put question. It'd be a good place for you to put questions, and then when we do the live, we can address some of those questions, because a lot of the times, as fun as it is, the live, there's sometimes when the questions dry up, and then we're just kind of goofing off, which is fun for us. However, if we could answer those in this hour time slot, rather than it being a little bit here and there during the week,
One fell swoop.
Yeah, I think that would be more efficient and a little less distracting, because we get a lot of them between Facebook, emails, Instagram.
Yeah.
We get quite a bit of them.
Yeah. You should hear Matt when he's cranky. I'm charging a consulting fee next time. I'm like, oh, hush, you're being nice. Stop it.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually ever mean it. He's just like grumpy at the moment.
Well, the thing is, like,
he gets when he's stressed out.
Sometimes I get a flood of them, and I feel bad not being able to get to them quickly.
Yeah, and I can only help with like the back end questions.
Right, and
I can't help with the technical.
And I think it does add, if my week is stressful, and then it's kind of like, it's almost like that mother's guilt where it's like, damn, I can't get to this person's question, and I feel bad. And then part of me was like, I'm going to charge a consulting fee so that way it's not taking away from how we make our living, essentially, which I'm not going to do. I mean,
No,
there may be a day when
it's gonna be necessary, but
it may be necessary, and it's not necessarily like the entry level questions, but if someone has like a bigger, hey, I need help with this in my shop kind of thing, and they're taking up a lot of time, then it might.
it's okay.
Probably not.
It's okay, baby.
But it's, I don't know, like I don't know.
My mom's the best mom in the world, but she used to yell every time I got upset because she was upset that she didn't know how to help me. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah, but it's
Which
also
just made me
like
cry more.
we got to stay afloat. If I'm spending too much time, if my time's going into answering questions
But
too much,
guys,
then,
don't get us wrong. We love answering the questions. We love helping
right,
everybody.
and which is why we do this. And I think everyone out there knows that have contacted us. It's like, wow, they replied back, and we've replied to everybody.
Screen printers have to stick together.
If we have missed someone, I'm sorry. I am truly sorry. But no, I'm not saying, hey, don't ask us questions or anything like that.
No, of course not. Ask us questions. We love it. It's like a nice little feeling of helping.
Yeah, I mean, or feel free to email, ask questions. Just understand that if we don't get to
if we miss it
as soon as we would like,
nothing personal.
Yeah, it's we're doing our thing over here, and
I help where I can, but I can't answer anything about inks.
Trying to make a living.
Speaking of, though, we've got a question about from B3, who I actually answered the questions for last time. Do you use two different white inks for cotton and polyester, or just use a low cure additive?
No, yeah. I use two different inks. Let's see. So for cotton, I use Wilflex Epic Amazing Bright White. That's what I like to use just for cotton shirts because it's fairly affordable. It's pretty creamy, and it's Wilflex. It's it works well. You cure it. You don't have any issues. Doing a print flash print, nice bright white. So that's who we use for cotton shirts. We'll even use a low bleed variation of that for 50-50 shirts. Sometimes we'll just get that low bleed variation and use it for 50-50 and 100% cotton. But sometimes not all 50-50 shirts are kind of created equal. Some of them have more poly in it, and even with the low bleed, it can be a little bit of an issue. One Stroke's NP dry fit white is what we use for 100% polyester or something that has 60 plus cotton, 60 polyester, the cotton. And they're great. I've tried Rutland, I've tried Union inks, I've tried Triangle, trying to think of who else. I've tried other house brands, and those two just for me have just really done well and have the least hiccups with those.
Screen Princess is saying you guys are saving about $1,000 a month, I guess, being where you are instead of in a strip center.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, we couldn't really give you an exact number because we didn't really look into strip centers. I think that depends. Well, we didn't really
probably
look
a
at
couple
any rent.
thousand, really.
Well, I'm just saying we wouldn't be able to give like exact numbers because we didn't really look. Like you made a beeline for here because you have association with the area.
Yeah. So one of the things about the business park that we're at, one of my friends' dad had a shop here, and This was probably 15 years ago. I think it was about 15 years ago.
It's an old building. We have popcorn ceilings.
So that was about 15 years ago, and we just had some good times here, and the building is pretty. It's in the ghetto. Don't get me wrong. It's not in a nice part of town. It's not like
That's what we got Apollo.
it's off the freeway, 59 and Beltway. So it's not like it's in the middle of the ghetto or anything. It's just not in one of the nicer part of towns. As a matter of fact, someone got murdered like a building over Saturday. Not, and I'm not laughing about it, but like on a Saturday.
Yeah, we thought it was 3 doors down, but it was a row away. Yeah, it was
so
insane.
I don't know what. I love our little spot. We're kind of outgrowing it. I don't really see us being here longer than another 2 years.
That's fine. Right now, I'm happy with it. Every wall is painted a different color, and we have fake wood flooring. And
so, the answer to your question, we hadn't looked into any retail spaces.
Well,
the reason we got this space is just we didn't have enough space in the garage, and we really didn't need a storefront. Like, we just needed an inexpensive warehouse office space. The office would just have our computers and the garments that we have hanging up for people to kind of touch and feel, and that's really all we needed. We didn't need like a big fancy showroom or anything like that.
And we went with the futon instead of desks because or chairs, because I have a standing desk. That would have been like really awkward because I'd be like looming over them like the like from like the Wizard of Oz, like going hello.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy if I've had a long day, or especially when we were doing things manually. There were days when I was just beaten, and by the time 3 or 4 o'clock came around, I'd fold that thing out and take a nap, and Shannon would be like, "Someone's at the door," because we don't get that many visitors really. But she would like, "Someone's at the door." We always keep the door locked because we just don't like anybody walking in, because we get some strange people that come by every now and then. But we were like, someone stopping by, and it's like, okay, only fold that thing up and get back at it. It's almost like our our shop is almost like the fire department where we have our office and all that, and we got our little fridge, because we've like tonight we're gonna be pulling a long night tonight because we hadn't heard anything from Justin, so we're just gonna have to do his thing.
Well,
should we not?
I just okay. The thing about Justin's is that I thought it was one image going on it, and Matt thinks it's another image going on it. And I emailed asking, and I hate that thing. And I just don't know whether or not it'd be a good idea to go with one assumption, because he brought these shirts and they're
red cap bowling shirts or whatever it is.
They're due.
Okay.
I just don't,
well,
I don't know.
Can,
I don't know.
We can just drop it for the night then and wait on him tomorrow. I just don't like being in a rush situation.
Well, we're already going to be in a rush situation.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want him to like come in and be like, "Oh yeah, like here's the graphic. This is what I want." Well, okay,
your hat looks silly.
Emailed you. Yeah, I know. We emailed you and heard nothing back, and so now we got to crap this out real quick.
Okay, so they're all talking about Nickelback and crack.
Well, on that note, since they're talking about Nickelback and crack, which it really isn't a great segue. Okay,
it's really not.
So we're gonna talk about this one last thing, and then we're gonna get going. So we're thinking about doing a T-shirt of the month thing.
We've talked about this before, but it was like kind of like touching on it and like kind of feeling waters.
We're gonna make things happen. Like these are just, anytime we talk about things and we don't get around to them, they're ideas and things that we do want to do, and we eventually work towards them. Like we haven't given up on the idea. Kind of like the Illustrator class. We're gonna see that through. So the shirt of the month club, uh, club, the shirt of the month thing. Whatever you want to call it, we'll call it whatever we're gonna call it. But initially we're saying like $10 a t-shirt plus a couple $2 or $3 for shipping. And so we're gonna do Shannon's design of the black sheep thing, and we're still kind of kicking around. Like we've got some orders for some Shop Gnome shirts. And so I don't know, like I think it just be another cool little creative outlet, but also it'd be cool to like build that up.
Oh, I just thought.
And some of you guys, so it'll be a subscription. It's not just like you buy one T-shirt. It'll be available so that way people can subscribe, pay $10 a month. They'll get a different T-shirt that either Shannon or myself have designed and printed here in our shop, and we'll ship out. And it also could have a further reach than the YouTube community, which is one of the reasons why I want to do it, because that'd be cool to have like a shirt of the month thing, and it's just kind of like silly shirts or whatever theme we decide to go with. And it that'd be 100 or whatever it gets to.
Okay, Nick,
10 shirts a
Grizzly,
month.
Devin, we are not doing any shirts about drugs. Stop talking about crack and meth.
I can't really say that that's the direction that we're going, but if it's funny, or
I could do like a nickel with a crack in it.
If we don't lose subscriptions because they're like, I don't want this T-shirt. Then,
and I thought of something else.
What's that?
I was gonna say 20, but I'm gonna go with 30. 30 subscriptions. I'll do a full thing on air.
Okay, I'm gonna say that if you're going to say that, Shannon. All right, we're getting serious now.
Oh dear.
Okay, because we already said 50 shirts, which she has not broke that promise. We hadn't done 50 shirts yet. We're getting close. We'll have to give you guys a count. We haven't really counted them. And actually, if I really counted them, because I'm like being, it's not that I'm trying to be like we've sold more than we have.
That time of the month shirt.
We've done about 35 of them.
Scream Princess says that time of the month shirt. All I can think of is a shirt that just says "fuck you."
And I actually like that. That's pretty funny. I might have to take your idea, by the way. That time of the month.
Oh, Sin's here. Matt!
Hey, what's up, Sin? Welcome to the program. As she's talking about that time of the month shirt. I don't even know what we're talking about now.
The subscription, darling.
No, I know the subscription. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Me getting on.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I'm getting serious now, and then here comes that time of the month shirt. Oh my god. Okay, so Shannon, you can't just throw that out there. How many subscriptions did you say?
30.
30. Okay, if you throw that number out there and we get 30 subscriptions.
Yes.
30 subscriptions.
Yes.
Is it just going to be, you're going to go
no,
full
no,
but
no, subclause in that.
You're only doing it once?
Yes, once.
Why?
Because, okay, just listen to me.
Can we have a
can
tier?
we have a subclause here? It needs to be a consistent 30. Like, it has to, like, they can't just subscribe and then unsubscribe after the first month.
So how many months would this have to go on for?
3!
3 months? Okay, I mean, that's fair. 30 for 3?
30 for 3, and I'll do a live.
You'll do one, just one.
I'll do 3 lives.
You'll do 3 lives. What will it take to get you on full time? 100 subscriptions a month?
For 100 months.
For what?
For 100 months.
No. What if we just hit the 100 mark?
If we hit the 100 mark, then yes, I'll go on full time.
Okay. You guys heard it first. I'm going to put together Don't mean to point at you, but it's kind of my thing. Someone
We're
told
still
me.
talking about crack.
Someone told me in one of the comments that I do the finger gun too much. And I was like, what?
I just never thought to like mention that
Someone
to you.
did. They're like, stop. You should stop doing the finger gun. I was like, why? Am I offending you? I think I'm offending someone, but I'm sorry. It's kind of ingrained into who I am because my dad does that. It's just
Your dad does finger.
It's a gesture that is kind of ingrained in. You know how some of you guys do things like your parents that are you might have not even seen your parents your whole life. You might be adopted, and then you meet your parent, and then you have like this thing that you do. Like Scarlett, for instance, sleeps with her socks on, type of thing. But it's the finger gun. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of like a endearing thing, really. Like it's just a playful kind of gesture. Not like I'm not trying to like make anyone feel bad or like I'm gonna harm them or anything. But anyways, tangent. So yeah,
they're still talking. I'm
gonna do. Oh my god. Okay, so I'll do a video announcing it. I was hoping to get it going February, but I don't think that's going to happen given today's the 28th. I need to set up a page. We need to have one design done. Like we need to write the copy for all of it. I got to set up the
design's
PayPal
done. Just
link.
needs to be digitized.
Right. Got to set up the link, and you know what? Maybe we can just set it up, get it going early February, and we'll ship them out the beginning of March, and then every month after that, the beginning of the month will be a new design that's
an order page needs to be set up because I'm not gonna be able to keep track of like sizes that goes to where.
No, yeah, it would be an order. It would be a subscription button that that is clicked on that allows you to select your size, and yeah, it would just be a reoccurring billing thing, and it would be easy to opt out of. You're not like bound by it.
No, and this is just something that we're moving forward with finally because we have a little bit of the time and we've been wanting to do this for a little bit of a while. And
yeah,
I've got a bunch of, little designs and I know Matt does too. But I don't think anyone's going to like my Save the Unicorns one. Seeing as this is a bunch of dudes on here except for Screen Princess.
Sin is a chick.
Oh, and Sin and Imagination. Or no, Inksational. It's either Inksational or Imagination. I can't remember. One of them is a chick. But okay, so we got three chicks and a bunch of dudes. So I don't think anyone's gonna like my unicorn one.
That's why you gotta get on, Shannon. We need the female influence so we can kind of bring some more ladies into the scene.
Uproar says he'll rock the unicorn shirt.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe we can just. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but maybe it'd be cool to put together some ideas and people vote on it as well. Like what shirt they would like to see be the t-shirt of the month shirt. Or is that just too many options? Here's your t-shirt. Here's what we came up with.
I think that's fine.
You'll find
that's fine.
I think you'll find our humor in what we come up with, something you'll want to wear because we'll want to wear them as well. If it happens to be a couple 2 or 3 months where you're just like not a fan of the art, then hey, opting out's always something you can do. However, if you do want to, just kind of support us little guys over here in our 1,000 square foot shop, not that we're struggling or not doing well by any means, but I know that there's a lot of you guys out there in the garage that would love to be where we're at, and we're happy with where we're at. We just we as far as getting into screen printing, like I got into it to do my own t-shirts, and it turned into service fulfillment kind of a thing, like doing shirts for everybody else, which is cool and I enjoy it. But I think you enjoy it that much more when it's your own design that is produced. So trying to find a way to segue into that and actually that end up being a way that we make our income, and we're not necessarily like it's all service in. I just want to do something for us, something that our own projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so anyways, be on the lookout for that. What were we going to say, Shan?
Well, I was going to say, Nick, yes, we can.
What's the yes we can part?
How do you know I'm in the garage? Can you see me? Yes, we can. I have my 8-year-old convinced that I have eyes in the back of my head just because she doesn't understand that I can see what she's doing through the reflection in the window.
Little do you know, we're quite the.
And for the love of Pete, can everyone stop talking about crack?
Are we still talking about crack?
Yep.
Oh my god. What? Let me dive into.
Oh no, you're just gonna say crack and Scream Princess unicorns rule. I'm gonna hope that you mean unicorns.
Unicorns rule. I have a. Jeez. What is going on here?
I don't know. They've flooded it. But that's actually about where we're gonna end, anyways.
So Jonathan, you didn't bring this up, Shannon. Jonathan says, "I bet more ladies would tune in if Shannon showed herself."
I'm too distracted by the crack.
I agree, because when they're kind of coming across videos and everything, I mean, they mainly see my mug. I mean, that's all they see is my mug.
But it's a handsome mug.
Aside from Panda occasionally. I mean, Isla was in there for a minute for a video. Although I'm not sure she's really one of those girls that's like Instagramming all the time and taking pictures.
She's 24. Of course she is.
No, but I don't know. I haven't like gone through her Facebook account, or I'm not even sure she has. I think I'm friends with her on Facebook, and it's just like, oh, it's Isla, approve, and then just like moved on to whatever I was doing on my business page.
That's probably best.
Or researching I need to do a little more to Facebook page, but anyhow.
Okay, Nick, shout out to your dad. Sorry he was killed by a crane. That's sad.
What?
He asked for a shout out on his dad.
Hey, sorry to hear that, man. That's
I don't know if he's being.
I don't know if you're being serious, but I hope you aren't.
Shout out to Papa Nick Vicious.
Papa Nick what?
Well,
Papa
his
Nick
name is Nick Vicious, so Papa Nick Vicious.
Okay, well there you go. We're giving you a shout out.
They're trolling. And Jason's saying trolls, and I'm like, yeah, I know.
I can print 1,200 pieces an hour while doing the Macarena on meth. Interesting. You know what? I would love to see that. That's a video I would pay to see, actually. Although I do not encourage you to do crack.
Or meth.
Or meth.
Why is this all about the drugs? Oh my god, this is about screen printing. Anyway,
we're gonna have a special section for you guys. A t-shirt that we make for you guys that just love your crack talk. Which is
cracked.com is actually a really, really funny website.
Cracked.com, but oh my god.
It's educational. Alright, I think we're about done.
Devin Burke, I like heroin. Well, good for you. I don't think that's really good, but
Can we just okay?
Will it?
They've taken over.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, guys, it's been fun. We would love for you guys to be able to hang out and talk about crack and heroin all day, but
message each other privately.
We're not going to.
You realize we're probably not going to get like our AdWords on this now.
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But anyways, be on the lookout for in the future for the Adobe classes, and then our t-shirt of the month, or what
Rybates is saying that they need to grow up.
What's that?
Rybates is like, wow, people need to grow up. Thank you.
Yeah, the guys are really going off on. But anyways, that's their own little. It's almost like a chat room. Like we have no control over what's going on, in the chat. So
We just
I don't know.
allow them to
Y'all have
distract
y'all's
us.
fun in there. There's nothing wrong with that. Just it's nothing. Talking about crack, I really don't have much comment on that.
Crack is whack.
I mean,
yo.
we don't get me wrong. I can make some funny jokes and all that, but man, I'm
Anyways.
hungry. I'm ready to get out of here.
Yeah, and we've been on here for
Yeah.
a half an hour extra.
So the other thing is be on the lookout for the shirt of the month, or it's that time of the month shirt, whatever. But I did kind of like that. That's kind of funny, but I don't know. The I think that could apply to anybody having that kind of time of the month, or I don't know. All right, I'm beat, guys. We're gonna get out of here. It was fun as always, and then we're gonna leave you guys with Shannon if she has any words of wisdom.
I do actually.
She's got a little
for
something.
those that were here in the beginning when Matt abandoned me to the intro, so I had to like sit there and talk to myself. I started like saying I needed to do a limerick, and then I realized I didn't really have an idea what a limerick was. And then when he went on his rant about Corel Draw, I ended up looking up limericks. So I have a limerick for you.
Oh, Lord.
It's cute. There was an old
Well,
man.
hold on. Could you do me a favor? Define limerick.
Rhymes.
Rhyme.
Yeah.
A limerick. How do you spell that?
Limerick.
Is that just a simple, like, is that just a,
Well, if you would listen, then
fancy
you would
word?
know. No,
Is
it
that
it has like a certain like.
okay, I just want to know, like, I just want to know what the word means before you lay it on me. But go for it.
There was an old man with a beard who said, "It's just as I feared. 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren have built their nest in my beard." Oh, I have another one. There.
Okay, one more, Shannon.
All right, one more. You're gonna actually like this one.
Okay,
Okay. Let's see.
I'm gonna like
There
it.
was a young lady of Dorking who bought a large bonnet for walking, but its color and size so bedazzled her eyes that she soon very went back to Dorking.
You know, one of the things about the chemistry that Shannon and I have is she finds certain things hilarious that I do not, or she enjoys certain, and this is great because there's a lot that we do, and then there's things like she enjoys reading books, and I'm not much of a book person, and she loves her unicorns and more fantasy stuff. Don't get me wrong, I like some fantasy stuff like superhero type things, but when it comes to fairies and elves and all that, it's not my cup of tea. And her poetry and what she finds fun, I'm like, I get it, I get the punchline, I get it. I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me.
It doesn't matter if it does it for you. You just think I'm adorable. That's all that matters.
You're right. It doesn't matter. You are adorable. Anyhow, we're getting out of here, guys. Y'all have a good one. We appreciate everybody that tuned in, and point. We'll see you later.